Which needle should we use for embroidery? This or this? Let's solve this question by looking at their shape and size. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. I'm Sundus Ameen from Sundus.Naqabi Official. I welcome you all to this complete guide of needles. After watching this video, you will be able to differentiate among these needles and will also be able to understand which needle should be used for which project. As we all know, there are 9 types of needle, but before we start learning about them, we should know their parts of the needle because these parts of the needle are going to make them different from each other. Now, this is a needle. This needle has 3 parts and we should know the terms used for them. First is eye, the hole through which your thread passes through. It can be small or big as well. The second part is the middle part. We call it shank or shaft. It extends from eye to the end point of the needle. You can even say this is the point where you hold on to while sewing. The last and third part of the needle is this end point. The end point can be sharp or blunt. Now we know these 3 parts of the needle. Let's learn the 9 different types of needles and their uses. Sharps. This name gives us the hint that it is sharp. Sharp from where? Sharp from the end point. And the eye size will be round eye, medium length, and this is all-purpose needle. These are very delicate and thin. Quilting needles or betweens. These needles have small round eye as the sharps, short length then the sharps, and the end point is sharp. It is mainly used to attach 3 layers of fabric. Embroidery needles or crewels. Their eye size is thicker or bigger than the sharps, medium length, and the end point is sharp. This is not only the needle that can be used for embroidery, you can even use sharps for it. Your thread should be freely moving in the eye of the needle. If you want to use 6 strands of thread, you can go for sharps as the thread will move freely in the eye of the needle. But you cannot go for quilting needles because the thread will not move freely in the eye of the quilting needles and you will end up having knots in the thread. Millionaires or straws. It has the long eye and the long shaft as the eye. The end point is little sharp. This is we use when we wrap the thread around the needle a couple times and we need to pull the needle out of the thread. And that is we use for billion stitch. Darning needles. It has long eye, long shank and it is sharp at the end. This works same as the embroidery needle but for more than 8 strands of thread. Basting needles. It has long eye and long shank with a sharp end. This is similar to quilting needles but for heavy fabric. This can be used for holding 2 to 3 layers of fabric at a place and can be used for quilting as well. Tapestry needles. It has long eye, long shank and the end point is blunt. It is useful for woven row stitch but this stitch can be done by embroidery needles or with sharps as well. It has no such rules. Chenille needles. This is similar to tapestry needles but their end point is sharp, not blunt. Beading needles. This name gives us the hint that it is used for beading. They have small eye, long shank and the end point is sharp. This is the knowledge that you must have before using needles. You must have found this video helpful. Do not forget to subscribe.